Today is a very special day. It has been long anticipated. Finally, the next chapter of the Star Wars saga is in the theaters. I can't wait. I don't know about you. You know, for 2 years in a row, UND's winter commencement has perfectly aligned with the release of a Star Wars movie. Is that a sign? Is it a sign that we're that place on the remote edge of the galaxy where the Resistance trains its new Jedi to go out there and save the world? Is that who we have sitting before us today? You know, later on today, if you look at the seal right in front of me, and that will be on your certificate that I give you for graduation, there is the emblem of the University of North Dakota. And that emblem has on it the words Lux et Lex, light and law. Is that Jedi code for using your lightsabers to defend the rule of law against the forces of darkness? And those laser light shows at the hockey arena, are those just covers so that our apprentice Jedis can be practicing with their lightsabers? Well, whether or not UND is secretly the galaxy's premier Jedi Academy or not, we, the faculty, staff, and administration of UND, hope that we have instilled in you the powers of the Force that will allow you to navigate today's fast-paced, ever-changing atmosphere. Having heard of the movie's title, The Last Jedi, if we at UND have cultivated your curiosity, you're asking yourself, well, what comes after the Jedi? Your critical thinking would have said if they've already announced a sequel, then Disney must be planning on either retooling or having them come back as Jedi. So what would the traits of a new improved Jedi be? What would they be called? Let me suggest that they should be called leaders in action. What are the attributes of leaders in action that we need to embrace? The first one would be gratitude for those that have helped us get us here today. For our parents, our siblings, our other family members, friends, and others that have helped you get you here today, let's give them all a round of applause. Let us also acknowledge the faculty, staff, and administration that has really poured themselves into helping you develop as leaders in action. Let's give them a round of applause. I'll leave it to you to decide which of us is channeling Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, or Qui-Gon Jinn. After all, like them, we're all wearing robes. Not everyone the Resistance trains at Tatooine or Dagobah are from those planets. Yet all of them are instilled with a sense of community from their time together in those harsh terrains. The same is true at the University of North Dakota. Surviving a winter together in Grand Forks, North Dakota creates a degree of camaraderie amongst all of this and a badge of courage. That's why it's important, because whether you're a Jedi or leaders in action, that is anchored in a sense of community, to the common good of all, to serving a cause bigger than oneself, not just one UND or one North Dakota, but one planet, one galaxy, one universe. Think of the collection of characters in the Star Wars movie: a farmhand, a monk-like Jedi master, a smuggler, a Wookiee, a protocol droid, and a princess. Does that remind you of any of your class breakout groups? The new series has a scavenger, a refugee stormtrooper, and a military pilot. And when you think about it, how boring would these movies be if everyone looked the same? Now, you have undoubtedly met fellow students here that are from radically different backgrounds during your time at UND. Did you include those in your community? When they do the movie on your life, it'll be a lot more boring if everybody looks just like you. UND alum Ron Davies, as a federal judge, incurred the wrath of a whole region of the country by ordering the desegregation of the previously all-white Little Rock High School. Have you stuck up for someone different from yourself, who you saw not getting a fair shake, like Judge Davies did? When you think about it, doing so is the essence of what it means to be a Jedi. UND alum Arabelle Thompson, as editor of Ebony magazine for 4 decades, dedicated herself to the goal of achieving greater understanding and more harmonious racial and gender relations. Are you devoted to truly understanding the perspective of others and constantly searching for ways to bridge the divides that fracture our society? Luke was willing to go into the heart of the Death Star to confront tyranny. Fritz Pollard, a star UND running back, followed suit. Pollard rejected Adolf Hitler's declaration that African Americans should be excluded from the 1936 Berlin Games. He won a bronze medal in hurdles in Hitler's hometown. Do you believe your country has a role in confronting tyranny? Do you believe you have a role? Are you a leader in action committed to the common good for the global community, seeking to bridge and not to divide? The Jedi and the Resistance were only able to prevail against the Empire by matching their technological advances step for step. Digital power is advancing, and the world is getting smaller at hyperspeed. Many of you will work at jobs that will no longer exist by the time you retire. Half of you are estimated to work at jobs that haven't yet even been invented. You wisely chose UND, where we endeavored to not just impart on you the skills for your first job, but the ability to adapt quickly to new roles by thinking critically and working as a team, skills that we nurtured during your liberal arts foundation and hopefully you nurtured by your involvement in student activities. Here, you not only learned the theory of how things should work, but you tried your hand at making things work in a real, simulated, or 3D cockpit, classroom, courtroom, drill site, laboratory, operating room, recital hall, or on the stage. Yet though you're cutting edge today, the fast pace of the world demands that you keep up with that pace of change. Ideally, you should be setting that pace of change. UND alum John Disher helped lead the original Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo space missions all the way through to the Space Center. Astronaut Karen Nyberg continued UND's heritage of exploration by spending 180 days in space. Other UND alums carry on this work, working at NASA and Blue Origin and SpaceX, seeking to pierce the mystery of space more completely. Have you directed your studies at UND to make sure that you graduate ready to hit the ground running in the field you've chosen? Are you committed to staying on that cutting edge, or better yet, even defining that cutting edge? An accelerating pace of change will increasingly challenge us to keep up in the years ahead. Are you the leader in action that rides those waves of change and helps others do so as well? Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Rey are people of action. Like UND alums, they lead by doing. The efforts of the Star Wars heroes and heroines profoundly impacted the fate of their galaxy, defeating clone armies and destroying Death Stars. As I talk to alums around the world and around the country from UND, the thing they tell me they're most proud of is what distinguishes UND alums is that they're doers. They dig in, they get to work, they get things done. UND leaders in action are also committed to making an impact. UND alum John Odegaard was a doer. With foresight and determination, he built the world's premier aerospace college. His impact is evident on our classes and in this room at this afternoon's, as many of those graduates will be crossing this stage. We have a severe shortage of military and civilian pilots today. Just imagine how much worse that would be if John Odegaard had not been a doer that focused on having an impact. In a world with challenges to confront and opportunities to unlock, are you a doer? Are you a leader in action focused on having an impact, leaving the world a little better off, just as your fellow UND alums have done over the generations? Answering the call to be a leader in action will not be easy. You will face serious headwinds hindering your ability to move forward. just as you have here at campus for some time, just as the Jedi did as well. Yet just as that eternal flame may blow, however cold or strong it gets, you may bend, but never break. And I'm fairly confident that saying that your experience here at Grand Forks Winters has helped you build that tolerance. University of North Dakota, class of 2017, may the force be with you as you move forward and unlock the opportunity that is yours to capture. Thank you.